Hello students, I, Mrs. Madhvi Matre, welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. In the previous lecture, we have completed chapter number 1, Linear Equations in Two Variables. I discussed each and every sum from that chapter. I hope all of you must have understood the chapter properly. Now, I am moving towards chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 is Quadratic Equations. And here in this chapter we are going to study the meaning of quadratic equation. Okay, you have studied last year in polynomials about the quadratic polynomials. Now let us see what is quadratic equation here, and then as we have seen the methods to solve the linear equations in previous chapter, here also we are going to study various methods of solving quadratic equations. Then we are going to understand what is the meaning of roots of quadratic equation, and then we are going to study the nature of roots of quadratic equation. From that we are going to study the relationship between roots and the coefficients of the quadratic equation, and finally we have applications of quadratic equations, means word problems. Okay, so the what you can say, the sequence is similar to the first chapter, that first we are going to learn the methods of solving, then we are going to apply those equations, that means we are going to solve word problems. Okay, and here the main challenge in front of you to identify whether the word problem given is from chapter number 1 or chapter number 2. Okay, now let us start. So to understand the meaning of quadratic equations, let us do one activity. Last year in 9th standard you have studied polynomials in chapter 3. Okay, so here you can see polynomials. Polynomials means what? Algebraic expressions. Here we have certain terms, and then we have seen that the polynomials, they can be of one variable also, and they can be of two variables also. But now here we are strictly going to see the polynomial with one variable. We have studied about degree of polynomial. Like here, if you see this polynomial, you can say that it's a binomial because it is having two terms. If you try to find out in the form of number of terms, it is binomial. But if you see the degree here, then you can say that it's a linear polynomial. Why linear? Because degree of the variable is 1 here. Nothing is seen means x raised to 1 is there. 1 we are never writing. Okay, so it is linear polynomial. So we can classify polynomials on two different criteria. First is upon the number of terms present there, and second is depending upon its index or degree, highest index we can say. So here this is a linear polynomial. This we have studied last year. Then we have studied quadratic polynomial. Quadratic means what? The polynomial with degree 2. It is called as quadratic polynomial. We have studied cubic polynomials also. The polynomial with degree 3, they are called as cubic polynomials. So this is our previous knowledge which you know very well. Now here, these given polynomials you have to classify as linear polynomials and quadratic polynomials. So here you are not going to think of number of terms. Okay, linear and quadratic means here you are going to think of the degree. Degree means highest index present there. Now here, see, here if you see this, the highest index is 1. That is why we can say that this is a linear polynomial. We can write it under linear polynomials. Second one, x square plus 3x minus 5. Here the highest index is 2. That means it's a quadratic polynomial. So you are going to write it here. Next, 3x minus 7. So here the degree is 1. So it is linear polynomial. Here 3x square minus 5x. So degree is 2. So it's a quadratic polynomial. And last is 5x square. Here also we can find that the degree is 2. No matter there is a single term, but degree is 2. So again, it's a quadratic polynomial. Okay. So in this way, we can divide the polynomials by using their degree. Okay. So what we can say, the polynomial with degree 1, it is called as linear polynomial, as we have seen linear equations in two variables in the first chapter. There we have the standard form as ax plus by is equal to c. There we were having two variables, but the degree of both the variables is 1. That is why they are called as what? Linear equations. Okay. And here you can see that the degree is 2. That is, highest index is 2. So such polynomials are called as what? Quadratic polynomials. Okay. I hope you must have understood the difference between linear polynomials and quadratic polynomials. Now see, in front of this polynomial, if I write equal to 0, okay. So if I write x square plus 3x minus 5 equal to 0, then it becomes quadratic equation. Okay. So in front of polynomial, if we write equal to 0, then it becomes equation. You know that equation has two sides, left hand side and right hand side. And when you think of polynomial, it's just an expression. Equal to sign is not present there. So if we write equal to 0 in front of polynomial, then it becomes equation. Okay, so now in this chapter, we are going to study such equations. Now let us go further. Here one more example we will take so that you can understand it better. See, now word problems you are familiar with. So again, one word problem is given. Sanket purchased a rectangular plot having area 200 meters square. Length of the plot was 10 meters more than its breadth. Find the length and breadth of the plot. Okay. Now here we will solve this problem by using only one variable. Why? Because here I have told you that we are going to consider polynomials with one variable only. So here we are not going to use two variables. We are going to use only one variable. You will find that here there is a condition. Okay. And here the word area is given. In first chapter, generally you will not find such condition, because whenever area comes, multiplication is there. So whenever such multiplication sums are coming, means area means length into breadth, that time you need to use single variables. Okay. So now here length of the plot was 10 meters more than its breadth. So this is condition where we can make use of the variable and we can write down length in terms of breadth. Okay. So let's start now. What we will do is breadth we will take as x meter, because length is given in the form of breadth. Breadth is smaller. So that is taken as x meter. And from this statement, we can write down the length. See, length of the plot was 10 meters more. That means x plus 10. More stands for plus. So the length will be what? X plus 10 meters. Okay. Now, never you write here meters. Please keep this in mind. Or simply you can write down small m. Because when we write unit, we always write it in the singular form. We never write into plurals. Okay. So you have to write meter, not meters. Now we know the breadth, we know the length, and the area is provided to us. So all of you know the formula of area of rectangle. Write down that formula. Area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Okay, you can write L into B also, because it's a standard formula. Now let us put the values. Length is x plus 10 and breadth is x, and the area is 200 from the given condition. Okay, so what we got, 200 is equal to x plus 10 into x. Now here we can expand this bracket. X into x is x square and 10 into x is 10x. So what we will get, 200 is equal to x square plus 10x. Now let us convert in such a way that all the terms should be on left hand side and on right hand side we should have 0. Previously I told that algebraic expression, and in front of that we are going to write equal to 0. So all the terms we will bring on LHS and we will write equal to 0. So see, x square plus 10x. This plus 200 if we shift here, it is going to become minus 200. And then it is written properly, and we got the equation as x square plus 10x minus 200 is equal to 0. So this is called as what? Quadratic equation. Now here in this chapter we are going to learn the various methods to solve this quadratic equation. Okay. Now if we solve this equation, then we will get value of x, and from that we can get length and breadth. Okay. It is not solved here. It is only for understanding what is quadratic equation. Okay. So such equations are called as quadratic equations. The equations with degree 2. Okay. So in the previous standard, I explained you that you can write the number of terms, or you can understand the number of terms by observing the degree. In degree, if you add 1, then you are going to get number of terms. Okay, here degree is 2. So 2 plus 1, 3. So the quadratic equation is having 3 terms. See, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So here when we write it properly in descending order, then the highest index is 2. Then we are writing the term with x, that means with index 1, and finally the constant term. Okay. So here what we can say is x is a variable, and here 1, nothing is there means 1 is present. So 1 is coefficient of x square, 10 is coefficient of x, and minus 200 is constant coefficient. Okay, it's called as constant. So in this way, we can say that the coefficients are 1, 10 and minus 200 for this quadratic equation. Okay. Now let us go further to understand the general form of quadratic equation. As we have general form of linear equations, now let us see the definition of quadratic equation, and at the same time let us try to understand the general form of quadratic equations. Okay. So depending on this, just now what I said about coefficients and variables, let us solve this activity which is given in your textbook, and then we will go further. So you can see this activity in your textbook. X square plus 3x minus 5, 3x square minus 5x and 5x square. See, these three polynomials are given to you. To be more specific, we can say that quadratic polynomials are given. And here they have told you to write down the polynomials in index form. In index form means what? We have to write down the missing terms. Okay. So just now I told that every polynomial should have 3 terms. So see, you will observe that the polynomials are written in indexed form. That means what? The missing terms also are written with coefficient 0. First one, it is having 3 terms, so written as it is. Second one, see 3x square minus 5x, but the constant term was missing. So it is taken as plus 0. We have to take 0 only. And in the third case here, only one term is there. That means 2 terms are missing. Term with x and the constant term. So here for x also we are going to take coefficient 0, and for constant also we are going to write 0. Okay, so in this way all the 3 polynomials are written in index form that we have studied in 9th standard. Just recall that we have studied index form, we have studied coefficient form. Now what they have told is observe the coefficients and fill in the boxes. So they have asked coefficients of x square are. So see, for x square it is 1 in the first polynomial, then 3 in the second polynomial, and 5 in the third polynomial. Okay, so coefficients of x square are 1, 3 and 5. Coefficients of the very first term are written here because we need to write for x square. Now second one, coefficient of x are. Now write for x. See, first one is 3 here. Here you can see it is minus 5. Okay. Don't write only 5. Write minus 5. Write it along with sign. And here you can find that the coefficient is 0. So coefficients of x are 3, minus 5 and 0 respectively. And finally they have asked for the constant terms. So see, constant terms are what? Minus 5, 0 and 0. Okay. So here what we can say in the third one is the constant term of second and third polynomial here is 0. You can observe both the places here it is 0. Here also 0 and here also 0 because that constant term was missing. So we wrote it as 0. Okay, so in this way you can understand the coefficients here. Okay, let us go further now. So let us see now what is standard form of quadratic equation. In that, first of all, we will see the definition of quadratic equation. So the equation which has only one variable and two as maximum index of the same variable, then it is called as what? Quadratic equation. Okay. So the equation involving one variable and having two as the maximum index of the variable is called the quadratic equation. Okay. So you should keep in mind that the variable should be only one and the maximum index or the highest index should be 2. Then and then only the equation is a quadratic equation. Now let us go towards the general form of the quadratic equation. So here general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. See, 2 is the degree, so 2 plus 1, 3 terms we have and equal to 0. Okay. So here ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 where a, b and c, they are real numbers. They are constants. Just now we have seen a, b and c, they are called as what? Constants. So here strictly a is a coefficient of x square, b is coefficient of x and c is constant. We cannot change the sequence. Okay, so A, B, C are real numbers and the important condition here is A cannot be 0. In the previous activity also we have seen that the coefficient of x square was not 0. Here it is possible B and C can be 0 but A cannot be 0 because if A is 0 then 0 into x square will be 0. That means the index, the highest index 2 which is our condition, that term only will get cancelled if a is 0. So this is an important condition for quadratic equation that a cannot be 0. Okay, b and c can be 0 but a cannot be 0. This is what you have to keep in mind. If you have notebooks in front of you, all of you please write down the general form of quadratic equation as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 where a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Okay. So for the linear equations, the general form is ax plus by is equal to c, which we have seen. There also we have abc. Here also we have abc. Okay, but the meanings are different. Here the general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c, where a is coefficient of x square and b is coefficient of x and c is a constant term. There a is coefficient of x, b is coefficient of y and c is constant term. So try to differentiate these two things, the linear equations and the quadratic equations. Okay, let's go further. Again one activity is given here. So they have provided us with the quadratic equation here in the first column. Then in the second column, they told that write it in the general form. That means x square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So what does they mean is that if any term is missing, you write it with the coefficient 0. And then they have asked us value of a, b and c. Okay, so the first one is done here. X square minus 4 is equal to 0. So what we can observe here, the term with x is missing. And we should write that with the coefficient 0. So with x we are going to write 0. So this equation we can write as x square plus 0x minus 4 is equal to 0. This is called as what? General form. In general form you should have these three terms. Okay, and then equal to 0 on right hand side. Now if we compare this general form here, okay, see here. This equation if you compare with x square plus bx plus c, then a is 1 written here, b is 0 and c is minus 4. What you have to keep in mind is whenever the minus sign is there, the coefficient you need to write along with its minus sign. For positive, we are not writing the plus sign, but for negative, it is compulsory to write down the sign. Okay, so the value of A is 1 here, B is 0, and C is minus 4. Let us see the second one now. Y square is equal to 2y minus 7. Now here all the three terms are present. See, y square, then we have a term with y and constant. But it is not in standard form. All the terms we want on left hand side and on right hand side we want 0. So we need to convert it to that form. That means these two terms we need to shift on LHS. Okay, so it will become y square minus 2y plus 7 is equal to 0. See, this plus 2y, if we shift to left hand side, it will become minus. Minus 7, if we shift, it is going to become plus. Okay. So when we change the side, we are changing sign also. Now it is in general form or it is in standard form. Now you can write down the values of A, B and C. A means coefficient of y square here. So it is 1 again. Here coefficient of y is b, that is minus 2, and coefficient of c is 7. Okay, so in this way you are going to write. If you have textbook with you and if your textbook is new and if it is incomplete, you can complete it with pencil. Then third one, x square plus 2x is equal to 0. Now see, again here you can see that only two terms are there. The third constant term is missing. So that we will write as 0. So the equation will become x square plus 2x plus 0 is equal to 0. Now if we compare it the standard form, then value of A is 1 again, value of B is 2 and value of C is 0. Okay. So in this way you can write the equations in general form. What you have to keep in mind that whenever you are writing the general form, three terms should be present on left hand side. This is not the general form. Please take a note of this, or this is not a standard form. Standard form should be like this: ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. That means if the terms are missing, you need to write down them with coefficient 0. Take a note of this. Okay. Now let us see the examples based on this. First, I am discussing the textual examples. You know that textual examples are equally important. I am repeating it again and again. And in that textual solved examples, you get the exact method which is expected by the examiners. Okay. You cannot follow the digest method or any other method because the marks are given to the steps. So the textual method is important. Okay, so when we go towards the solved problem, that time we understand that what we need to write down in the solution. Okay. So here the first example is given. Decide which of the following are quadratic equations. And here four different equations are given. And they have asked us to decide means to check. So here you recall the definition of the quadratic equation. In definition, they have told us two things. That the equation should have only one variable and the highest index of that variable should be 2. So these two conditions we need to check here every time. So that is why here writing this statement is very, very important. Because you need to justify your answer. Simply by seeing you cannot write, yes, it's a quadratic equation. No. You need to justify your answer. Then only you are going to get marks. Okay. So the first one, see 3x square minus 5x plus 3. So in this equation, 3x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. What we can observe is x is the only variable and the maximum index of that variable is 2. Both the conditions are satisfied, that it is having only one variable and the maximum index also 2. And that is why we can say that it is a quadratic equation. Okay, so this justification carries marks. If simply you are writing it is a quadratic equation, you will get only half mark for this 1 mark question. It's a 1 mark question. Okay, or sometimes the examiner will give 0 also, because there is no value to the answer. Justification is must. So you need to write down this statement. All of you, please try to keep in mind this statement, and you, while solving, you write this statement so that you will never forget this. Okay, you can write it in short also, no matter that if you don't write the equation, what you can write down here, x is the only variable and the maximum index of the variable is 2, therefore it's a quadratic equation, but you need to write it. Now second one, here they have given again the activity based questions. You know that question number 2a and question number 3a are activity based. So see, in second one they have given the empty boxes and they have asked you to write down the proper answers there. So see second one, 9y square plus 5. Okay, so here one term is missing. Okay, that missing term is what? 0y. But still it's a quadratic equation. Why? Because it is having only one variable, that is y. But here it is x. Now here you need to write what? Y. Whatever variable you can see, the same variable you are going to write. That y is the only variable. And what we can observe more is 2 is the degree or the maximum index, or the highest index is 2. So both the conditions are satisfied and we can say that it is a quadratic equation. Okay. Now let us go for third one here. Okay. M cube minus 5m square plus 4 is equal to 0. See here, what you can observe is m is the only one variable. So first condition is satisfied, that m is the only one variable. But what we can observe here is the highest index is 3. That means our second condition where we want the highest index as 2 is not satisfied. So what we can write is, but the maximum index of the variable is not 2. It's 3 here. We want 2. So the highest index or maximum index is not 2. Therefore, it is not a quadratic equation. Okay, so only you have to write in is not in front of is. Okay, minor changes you have to do while writing your answer. Okay, but writing the justification is compulsory. Now fourth one, you can see that the two different brackets are given. Okay, so in order to check whether it's a quadratic equation or not, we need to solve this. Okay, simply by observing here L is there, here L is there and index is 1, we cannot decide that whether it is a quadratic equation or what. You need to expand the bracket and then you need to write it properly in the form of equation. Okay, we know that in our standard form there are no brackets. Okay, so here we need to expand these to check whether it's quadratic equation or not. Okay, so let us see the fourth one now. So see, in textbook it is given like this only. So I have taken the complete thing. See, L plus 2 in one bracket and L minus 5 in second bracket. So L is written here and second bracket is written as it is. You know how to expand it now. Okay, if you know how to write it directly, then you can skip this step also. Like somebody is doing L into L, L square. L into minus 5, minus 5L. That way also you can do, you can skip this step. Okay, but here how it is done, the first term from the first bracket, second bracket as it is, then second term along with sign and the second bracket as it is. So L into L is L square, minus 5 into L is minus 5L, plus 2 into L is plus 2L, and plus 2 into minus 5 is minus 10 and is equal to 0 as it is. So what we can observe here, these middle two terms are like terms. So we can add or subtract them. Here we can see that their signs are opposite. So we are going to subtract the number. So 5 minus 2 is 3. But 5 is the bigger number. So the sign of 5 will be continued. And the answer is minus 3L. First term L square as it is and the last term minus 10 as it is. Only the answer of the middle two terms is minus 3L. So L square minus 3L minus 10 is equal to 0. Now observe these. Compare it with standard form. Okay, so what you can observe here is L is only one variable. Okay, so that is the first condition, that L is the only variable. Also observe the highest index or maximum index. It is 2 again. So write that down. It is 2. Both the conditions are satisfied. So what we are going to write? It is a quadratic equation. Okay. So this way you are going to have 1 mark question based on this. But for that you need to write the conditions. You need to justify, because simply is or is not having any meaning. Why it is so? Okay. Your knowledge you need to apply here. So you need to write down the justification. Okay. So I hope you must have understood this. What is the meaning of the standard form of quadratic equations and its standard form? In the next lecture, we will study more about it. We are going to study about the solution of the quadratic equation or the root of the quadratic equation, its meanings, and then the problems based on that. Okay. So students, we will meet in next lecture. Till that, you stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you, students.